anytime you love sacrificially, there's risk.
Yeah, they also don't fit in equation. So like,
Yeah, you can't figure them out.
yeah,
I
so
can't. I can't.
What works one day might not work another day. So even if you know something that's reliably going to get you approval or good behavior one day might be totally wrong the next day. So
And I can only imagine it's going to get worse when my kids become preteens and teenagers, like that lack of appreciation. And so this is something I need to really wrestle with God right now. And to wrap up our time together, like the reminder of like, you don't serve to be seen by your kids as a good dad or your wife as a good husband and dad or your in-laws or your neighbors or people listening to podcasts. What why you serve is because you're already being seen by God.
yeah,
And Matthew 4, your Father who sees in secret. If you get anything from this, like your Father sees you in secret when you're changing diapers and you've done way more than your wife has, but because she needs a break.
that's never happened in my household, but that's nice to think that one of these dads out here has.
The late night, gosh, you're up late again because your kid's thrown up or has nightmares. No one sees that.
Yeah.
You don't need to be posting that on Facebook or texting and tweeting and telling people all about this, but your Father sees you.
Yeah.
When you bite your tongue, you're being patient with your teenage daughter or son. God sees that. Your consistency to pack the lunches, like God sees that. Nothing's unseen and nothing's wasted. I texted you guys today because I was in Matthew 25, and it's a pretty well-known passage. Even if you've not read the Bible, it might be something you're familiar with. There's going to be an account one day where we stand before God, and He divides like the people who inherit the kingdom of God and those who don't. And really, at the crux of Matthew 25, what He says is, "Hey, like what you've done for the least of these, you've done for me." And the things that He names is He says, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was naked, as they say down south, you gave me some clothing. When I was lonely, you invited me in. Or when I was a stranger, didn't have a house, you invited me in. And when I was sick, you took care of me. The last one's about visiting in jail. I don't think that one applies to kids as much. But dude, fed, drank, clothed, took care of, invited them into your house, and took care when they're sick. All of this clearly is absolutely in reference to the poor. Jesus is saying when you do it to the least of these, especially in how you serve the poor, you are serving Jesus. You are serving God directly. But it hit me, man. This is what we do as dads. You do all of those for Roman right now. He cannot do any of that by himself. Mason and Campbell cannot do any of those things. My daughter won't be able, she can kind of get herself something to drink every now and then. But my kids will not be able to do this for themselves independently for years. So our Father sees these things in secret. He says He will reward us. But my encouragement to the dads are like, He's going to one day say, you did those not just for your kids, you did them for me, and I'm doing something with it.
Something popped in my head about just serving in secret. I find myself in this position sometimes. I think a lot of people do, where they're struggling to build intimacy with God. I've heard a million different things: pray more, fast, all these different ways to kind of feel closer to God.
Yeah.
I think that this is just personal experience for me. When you can keep your serving secret,
Yeah.
and keep it between you and God,
Yeah.
it builds intimacy for me personally. It might not work that way for everybody else, but it feels like I've got this secret, and it's just between God and me. Some things you're going to do, and they're just going to get noticed because it was a huge help or something like that. And the other things
That's
you're going to
bonus, man.
Yeah, and other things you're going to do, and it's going to be like nobody's going to really notice that, and that's okay, because it can just be between you and God, and that can just be something that you're. I mean, I used to just talk to God almost like, we did that.
Yeah.
And
Your little secret.
Yes.
It's cool.
So just made me think of that, something that you said.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So no matter where you're at, man, we all have opportunities to serve in secret.